Good everyone, on this video today we have a start of a new series which I have been talking about quite a bit, and obviously I've been planning when to actually do it, and I decided to do it right now. So obviously we've got the plain premium series that is currently going pretty well. We've just finished up with the Germans, and we'll soon be moving on to the Russians, which will be the Russian Hampton. We're not covering the TB3 because, well, it's a nightmare to get any footage for that thing. I'll be brutally honest. So the premium tank series works very similar to the premium plane series. In other words, we'll take the vehicles out, I'll say if it's worth your dollar, and we'll just go from there. Obviously, I'll also mention if I've done a review on the vehicle or mentioned these vehicles in a video before, and I don't think I have with this tank. So the M2A4 First Armored Division was one of the few that I decided to maybe skip and do a video as in like a Joe's Brief History Chat. But in the end, I never decided to, so looks like you're getting the Premium Stuart on this series, as well as the M3A1. So the M2A4 First Armored Division, obviously, with this tank, you get the tank itself, and you also get the decal that I've kept on the front plate, just to make this vehicle seem a bit more historically accurate, I should really say. So this vehicle has been in my hangar for quite some time, and I mean that in terms of years. And the thing is that I don't really play it anymore, because, well, I have no reason to. But I do have a pretty good crew, so there's that benefit. Obviously, as you can see below, there is the M3A1 US Marine Corps and also the T14 heavy tank. And before anyone asks, no, I do not have the Excelsior. It would be nice to own the two, because obviously the prototype stages for those. So before we begin, obviously we're going to take out the premium vehicles that are not in this lineup and are not relevant, because, well, the M2A4 Stuart has a weaker gun than the M3 Stuart, and obviously the M3A1 also has a stabilizer. This one technically does, but it only works at about 3 miles an hour as it is a shoulder mount. As you can see, the gunner basically has the breech of the gun on his shoulder, and obviously that's how he would stabilize it, using his shoulder. Now that won't come in handy much, but it should be able to help us out just in the long run. And just for the memes, I'm going to bring along my Kingfisher, because, well, this thing got recently changed to a light bomber, not an attacker. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this series started, because I've mentioned it a couple of times, and I thought, okay, I'll start it today, because, well, it needed to be started at some point. Obviously, we've got quite a few German tanks, Russian tanks, we've got a couple of Brits, got a couple of Japanese, we've got one Chinese tank, we've got one Italian, I think one French, and then one Swedish. No, two Swedish tanks actually. So there's a good few amount to get through, and obviously any premium tanks that I purchase will be added to the series either before or after a certain nation is completed. But anyway, I've blubbered on too much about the actual vehicle itself and, well, what the plan for the series is. It's very unlikely I'll be adding more tanks to the series unless I unlock them accordingly. So yeah, it's one of those series that I've been sat on the back burner for quite some time, because I've been thinking, when should I do it? When should I start it? And when would be the best time? And I figured if I start it now, I can at least get a feel for some of the vehicles, even though I know how Stuart plays. Stuart was also the first tank I ever played. The M2A4 was, and then I think back in those days it was the M2A2 that was the other reserve. It was either that or something else, I don't remember. But this is one of the first vehicles that I owned in terms of a premium. I think cause obviously back in the days when I started, you didn't get a tank and a plane. You got just the one. So obviously my first ever premium was Thatcher's Buffalo, which I still have, and whilst I still respect it, it is nowhere near as good. So, oh, I caught that with my mouse, or I caught that with my hand. I was trying to put the blinds down because I'm currently blind as fuck, because, well, the sunlight is low today and it's shining through a window, and yeah, so Didn't mean to press the trigger on the gun there, but no matter. Okay, well what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and motor to a good position. Now, we are probably going to be fighting Sweden. Yes, we are. So we're going to try and motor to a good position using the mobility of this tank. That's the one thing I respect about the Stuarts, is their high mobility and decent firepower. Okay. Let's get in position. Now remember what I said earlier, I've got a good crew on this thing. I've got a 3-second reload bang on. And for some strange reason, it doesn't look like we have any company down here. Which is unusual. Now this tank is commonly driven by very, very new players. And also stat padders. Stat padders tend to drive this thing as it's got a beast of a lineup to back it up. But obviously I'm not putting that together because there's no point. And just in general, the vehicle has quite a lot of leniency in terms of its versatility. Right, well, he's going down there, so if he gets first contact, I'll go with him. And I think this vehicle's set on the corner on the left-hand side, just over here, so I think that's what I'll do. Now, he is an armoured car, and technically he has better armour than me on the whole. Now, we're going to be very careful. So we either have a Mr. Magoo driving the tank, or we have something else entirely. I'm going to play him very carefully. I don't drive Stuarts very often. Oh, sorry mate. Oh, hang on, right there, right there. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. That's him dealt with. Just see another tank go through there. That was a Panzer. Can't really see him that well, but... Did you score a hit, mate? I've got a horrible shot at the moment because I can't really see because of this guy firing. Shit, my teammate to the right just died. Right, let's get out of here. Oh, yeah, there he is. Stridswagen. Not Stridswagen. Flipping Panzer 38T. Got him. I'm going to retreat. There's too many of them. Yep, here comes another one just up the road. Now what you'll see is I'm trying to keep the tank at low speed. Commander Gunner. That's the ticket. Excellent. Let's fall back. Let's fall back. We've got way too many enemy tanks coming down there. RE on the A point. God, I never thought I'd have to concentrate so much on the flipping low tiers, but clearly I do. Yeah, I figured I'd start this series today. Well, obviously when I'm recording it today. Because, well, why the hell not? I mean, I've mentioned it a few times, and, well, yeah. It's just something I've wanted to do. And additionally, some people like, they tend to want to see a new series of people mention it, and obviously I've mentioned it at least 3 or 4 times, so. And as you can tell, my team is not exactly being great, so. I can hear them firing, that's the problem here. The thing is though, they normally tend to come down the 10 line. Oh, hang on. No, not gonna get shot off. Let's play a bit cheeky. Cheeky Joe mode activate. Okay. I'm having a bit of FPS drop on this map, I don't know why. Right, swing it round, Gunner. Joe's got to be sneaky in this scenario. Yeah, look at that. My entire team has been swarmed at this point. They're like fucking hornets. Let's one up his arse. That was a terrible shot. Is there a corner of the armor? Yes, there is. Perfect. Straight through that radiator. That's an ace in a day. First time I've actually played this in quite some time. Like, the Stuarts in general. I just don't play them. No reason to. The last Stuart I drove was the French one. And that was when I was spading it. Oh, I see something at the end of the road. Eat some 30 cal, bitch. Oh my god, there's like half an army of them. Joe's terrified. What do I do? PTSD is activating. Yeah, I know where to shoot that thing, kiddo. I see you, little teddy bear. I'm just gonna shoot the teddy bear. Oh god. Oh my god! How many is there? Jesus, hellfire. 7 kills though. And I MG'd the AS-42 by mistake. Poor sod. Oh well. To say I've not played this thing in quite some time, I think that's not a bad result. Bit of a short battle, but not really anything I could do about that. As you can tell, my team crumbled. It's funny how the German teams that I play against are like flipping Michael Wittmann, and the ones that I play with are like absolute idiots. But I don't think that's a bad start to the series. Obviously, next one will be the M2 or M3A1 US Marine Corps, which is one of my treasured Stuarts. And I think just for the sake of it, I'm going to put in the Rasmussen's Hawk just to team it up. And obviously, just to finish up the video, I'm just going to go back to the tank that we was obviously driving. So the M2A4 First Armored Division. Do I think it's worthy of your 250 GE? Or if you got it for free, is it worthy of playing it? Personally, yes. I mean, it's got great versatility, it's got a great gun for a lower tier tank, it's got a great reload rate, reasonable turret traverse, fantastic mobility, and the armor's not in bad shape. I mean, if people know where to shoot it, you're going to be dead anyway, so even if the armor doesn't save you, most of the time you're going to be fighting a stat pattern anyway, but this thing's competitive, and that's what I really think should draw you to a tank, so to speak. And obviously, with the US Marine Corps Stuart being in the beginner's pack for the USA, that's going to be a bit more of a more pleasant topic. But this is only 250 Golden Eagles. If you don't have it, it's a fun little tank, and obviously you get a nice little decal old Ironsides, which really suits it. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all on the next one.